Hey everyone, Sam here. Talking today about quick disconnects, the Generation 2 versus the Generation 3 model, which was just released. Now, you may not be aware of that. You may not have been aware that we even had more than one generation of quick disconnect. But we do. And I'm going to tell you about the differences between the Gen 2 and the Gen 3 models. There are some very significant changes, improvements to the design, which make it much more practical to use, more effective, and give people the features they want in the design. So the Gen 2 model is designed partly out of necessity. It uses a rear insert that is machined out of one piece of steel, so that means you have fixed threading, male threading, that goes into the riser, and then of course it will come to rest at slightly different locations on different bows. We can't guarantee where it will really end up. That's why they're included now with these nylon washers, because if you use one, maybe two, even in some cases three washers, you can't alter where it will come to rest, and it may give you the location more precisely that you want. So with this model, the Gen 2, everything is fixed. This is entirely bonded into one solid piece. So aside from the washer and the QD pin, you really only have one piece here. Including those two loose pieces, you have three pieces that make up the Gen 2 QD. Now, the Gen 3 is, again, much different, and here's why. It is partially bonded, but not entirely. So you have the same 1 1/8 inch length grade 9 titanium tube that you have in the Gen 2 model. But on the rear side of this, the riser side, you have 7075 aluminum, the highest strength, readily available grade you can get. Smooth bore hole on that side. That piece is bonded in place. On the front, you have a very similar style of quick disconnect. In fact, it's identical on the exterior portion here, and you wouldn't know any different necessarily once you're looking at these two models at face value, initial glance. Once this is assembled, it looks very much like a Gen 2 model, but there are, again, big time differences between the two. So you have that bonded in piece. You have this loose piece. Why is it loose? Here's why. Look at the bottom. Has that slotted portion there. On the other side, you have a male version. So these pieces interlock. Watch this. When you put this in, let's say they're not lined up right now inside. Those two pieces are touching each other, but the channels, the cutout portions are not aligned. Once they are, it drops right into place. Then you have one piece. Now, put in 1 1/2 inch socket cap screw. It drops right through. So what you really have here then is three distinct pieces that are separate from each other, and then you also get a QD pin. So you have four really loose pieces that make up the Gen 3 QD. 1/4 inch drive Allen wrench, simple enough to do, right? And this is where people are going to be very happy, because the Gen 3 model allows you to index it to the location, precisely to the location that you want it to come to rest at. Could not do that with the Gen 2 model. So as you turn it, of course, the entire thing will spin, but as you can see here, we're not bound by the threading like on the Gen 2 model. You can put this wherever you want it. So I like to put mine more or less straight up and down. I think most people do. And once that starts to tighten, the QD itself will not turn. No matter how much you turn on this, the QD does not turn. It stays right where you want it. That is the most secure hold we have probably we've ever gotten on any of our products, because of the drive size, the head drive size gives you a lot of torque, because of the design really biting in nicely. The 7075 mates up really well to the steel bushing in bows. It just works. And then of course you have the same style of quick disconnect mechanism on the front. That is key, because We wanted to keep that. It's so important. It works so well. People were really happy with how that worked from the very beginning. It takes about 1/8 of a turn to loosen. So as you see here, hand tightened, and that's really tight. I mean, this thing is not going to come loose. We've proven that thousands and thousands and thousands of shots. It doesn't come out. Hand tightening is all it takes. And then about 1/8 of a turn, and that thing will release. That's effective. That is a very practical and effective product. Back in, tighten back down, good to go. So the difference between the Gen 2 and the Gen 3 is, as I said, significant in that the internals are different. The function of the way it attaches to the bow is different, and what it can offer down the line is also different. That removable front module, by keeping that loose, keeping that removable, it allows us to add different types of faces. So angled faces, maybe even various types of accessories. I could see some real potential for certain products in particular that would be adaptable to this system here. So take a look. It's on the website now, titaniumarcheryproducts.com. Take care, everybody. Thanks for your time. Stay tapped out.